Is there something in particular that someone can do? Should they contact you like 6 months before they're trying to buy a house? Even before that? Um, Obviously, getting their credit score as high as possible for when they go run that insurance quote is important. But is there some kind of steps that they can do if they say, I'm going to buy a house next year in July? Is there something they should talk to you about, or some kind of information you can provide to them to give them some insight on something?
Yeah, so it's interesting part about this business. Insurance companies change, and they change who they can insure and how much it costs it's going to be. But as you're getting ready to buy a house, and for example, I want to buy a $300,000 house, or I want to buy a $200,000 house, um, I can give you, or an insurance person can give you a general idea about how much that insurance is going to cost.
Mm-hmm.
But we can also point you to the fact that if you buy a house, for example, in the country, if you're a certain distance away from the local firehouse, that means it's going to cost you more money.
Right.
So if you're already stretching your budget to the top, and you go buy a house, or you put an offer in on a house, and you're working with a loan officer like yourself, and you're trying to do the best job you can to get them the best rates you can as far as within their budget, and then all of a sudden they go to get the insurance
Hey.
and puts them outside the margins, and now they can't get that house.
Right.
So knowing that, and where you're looking and understanding what that means is very, very important in the whole purchasing process. And sometimes what happens is people will just squeak by and get basic insurance and don't really get the coverage they need, and so you're exposing yourself there too.
Right.
So having that conversation that says, this is what you need, this is your assets, so you want to make sure you have your liability coverage right, and that you can get the right kind of insurance.
Right.
I think that's part of that ongoing relationship. Now, good news: you buy a home, you're going to get a discount on your auto,
Right.
so it's going to help you. But
Right.
um, you know, I think that conversation and using, if you start seeing that your relationship with an insurance guy and your loan officer person, and they have a relationship, you can start working all together, and I think that's important too.
Yeah, because really, traditionally, what's happened is I'll have someone come in and they'll have a pre-approval, then they get an accepted offer, and I tell them to start shopping for that homeowners insurance. Really, if you have a good relationship with an insurance guy like yourself, I call and say, okay, have them tell us right now, but even before we do the disclosures, because I'm going to try to estimate high, but like you said, sometimes they're buying a house that's just in an area where the insurance is just more expensive than what you would normally expect, or they come back and they want to cover, huge collections of items, and their insurance premium is double what someone else is because they want it to be and they need it to be for reasons that customer A, B, and C might not have, but they're customer D and they have different reasons. That will impact your mortgage approval.
Sure.
So, and people don't realize that, and a lot of times realtors don't realize that. We are putting a certain amount in for principal, interest, taxes, insurance payment, and if we have a large change, and I've had some people get a quote, and then we go to get the insurance, and it's 50% more. So that can cause a closing issue. So it's very important that people talk to you early on, have an established relationship with someone while they're shopping or before they shop, so that they can call and say, hey, I'm going to put an offer on this house. Can you give me some kind of an idea in the next couple of days of where you're sitting for a premium? Then when they're talking to me, I can put in something. I'm still going to estimate high, because that's just the way that I do it, to make sure that we have some cushion in there. And
Yeah.
ultimately, it comes out whatever the cost is what we are. So,
I can tell them in 5 minutes whether it's in a flood zone.
right. Yeah, we do the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. And then flood insurance is a big, big expense in some places. So, yeah. Yeah.